Hi, I'm Pav.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to the Top 10 of Anything podcast.
Let's start the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Imagine you have your ticket in your hand, the first number drops and you have it. Then the second and the third and the fourth. You start to sweat and the heart beats a little faster. Then the fifth number drops and you're one away. Then the sixth and final number drops. You have won the jackpot that stands at £50 million or dollars. So what do you spend it on? Here's our fact hunter Neil with 10 things you can do with loads of money.
Thank you very much, Pav. Yes, so for $50 million, you could feasibly spend the rest of your life sailing around the world. One woman who's doing just that said it cost her around $633 a day. Now, with her figures, your $50 million could buy you 216 years on a cruise ship. Now, if you were just to invest it in a regular bank account with the current interest rate, you'd earn around £250,000 a year. Or you could buy 10 million people a large Starbucks coffee each. Or in 2018, the Ferrari 250 GTO by Scagliaretti, chassis number 3413 GT, sold for £48.4 million and is currently the record for the most expensive car sold at auction. You'd still get 1.6. Are you being served? It sounds like the title to that. So you'd still get an extra 1.6 million left, just enough to insure it. You could hire a private jet, maybe. Well, the Gulfstream G650 heavy jet comes with a staggering price tag of $50 million. Or you could buy yourself a royal island, especially the Royal Island in the Bahamas, and your own private 430-acre island with a tropical paradise comes in at exactly $50 million. You could also hire Paul McCartney to play for you privately 7 times. Want the best and most expensive watch in the world? Sure, that's the Graf Diamonds Hallucination, but you'd have to borrow another $5 million, as that costs a whopping $55 million. Want somewhere fancy to eat? Well, head to Spain, where the Sublimation restaurant costs £2,380 a head, not including drinks or service tips. You can eat there a staggering 21,000 times. I nearly said service tits, sorry. And the intergalactic flights offered by Virgin or Amazon cost around £250,000 for a day's flight. So you could go up there 200 times if you want. There you go.
Well done, Neil.
Lovely.
You got through it. Well done.
I did just.
So here we are with things you would buy with £50 million. Now, we had some, I don't even know if I stipulated any particular things, whether it had to be your whole 10 things had to add up to £50 million, or whether each thing could go up to 50 million.
Well, that's what I assumed it could go up to, because it was hard to just spend 50 million on one thing at a time.
I know. Okay, that's fine. Well, joining us today is a very nice young man. And the reason that he's here is because he's a Patreon subscriber, bless him.
I am.
And thank you very much for that.
So hello,
That's
Harry.
right, no worries. Hello. How
now,
is everyone?
is it Harry or Harrison? Which do you prefer to be called?
I'll take Harry today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I believe, excuse me, I've got a cold. I believe that you're a Twitcher. Is that right?
I am. Yeah, I'm getting back into it. I've been off of it for about a month-ish, but getting back into it next week, sorting it all out, and then jumping straight in.
Quick question. What's a Twitcher?
Yeah. So it sounds
Bird
quite stupid, because it is pretty much just you sit there, you play games, and other people watch you.
Right, okay.
Literally, it's as simple as that. That's literally what it is. A lot of people don't look at it and they think, oh, okay. But it's as simple as I play games and people come in and watch me. That is
So you're
literally it.
basically playing it live, and people can watch you live play it. Whereas, like, you get
exactly.
people on YouTube that pre-record and do walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Whereas you can like play it, and then other people, if they join, you can talk to them there and then. So it's a bit more interactive with like viewers and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah.
So they're watching it online, aren't they? When you say that they come and watch you, they're not watching it with you in their room, in your room, are they?
No, of course not. No.
Well, I'm sure
it
they
is,
wouldn't.
it is online.
Because it's a pigsty, your room. I mean, not that I know. I mean, I don't know. But
My room's actually very clean at the moment.
Oh, well done. That's good.
Apart from some wires, but apart from that, that's the life, isn't it?
But you need that for your twitching.
Exactly, yeah. So it's actually there for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, someone of my generation, and Neil, I mean, wasn't twitching the same sort of thing as like peeping back in the day?
I'm not sure.
Or am I thinking of something different?
What's the word they use for the bird watchers? That begins with an S.
Tweeters?
Tweeters? No, that's people that go on Twitter, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why we get bogged down in it.
No,
I mean,
but he's not bird watching.
He's not.
No, I'm not bird watching.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he might be. He might be. I honestly don't know. So yeah, thank you for joining us, Harry. And full disclosure, something like this. I mean, this does feel to me like a little bit like payback. You know, and not that I've ever sort of really given my children pocket money, but I do feel that this is like now. For again, full disclosure, Harry is also my son. He's my boy. But it feels like every month he's giving me £5 pocket money. It's really good. It's sort of like payback.
But he's not spending it on sweets.
But no, we're just keeping the lights on, Neil, aren't we? That's what we do.
It.
So we do appreciate it, and I think, you know, for Harry, it's a way of supporting a creator, because he is a creator now. So all creators need support. With that same vein, we have a new Patreon subscriber, Neil. It's Joe. So hello, Joe.
Thank you very much, Joe.
And she has also done the £5 top of the tower Patreon level. So
I'll be looking forward to seeing her on here.
Indeed. And I actually saw her at the weekend, and she said she has no idea what she did. She just wanted to subscribe to, and help support the podcast. But she also said she would love to come and be a guest. So
fabulous.
In the new year, we will sort something out for that. Right. Let's get on to the business at hand. Each of us has a top 10 of things we'd buy with £50 million. So Harry, give us your number 10.
So my number 10 is buy all my dream cars, all the dream cars I possibly could buy with 50 million. So I've got things like a McLaren P1, which I think the one I was looking at was about 7 million just for that one car. But then I've got other things that are like, you know, like Teslas, which are just really nice cars anyway. A G-Wagon. I think I'd just go really out there with the type of cars. I wouldn't just get the normal like Audis and stuff like that. I'd go all out if I had the money.
And just you could I was going to say, you could hire Tim Westwood to drive around with you and do the full talk through, pimp your car up.
Proper pimp my ride, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
What would the golfer know about cars? Oh, that's Lee Westwood.
Yeah.
That's Lee Westwood. Right. To start off with, Harry, all of those were numbers and words. I have no idea, apart from Tesla, which is my number 2. I'll say that for now. That's my number 2. Because there is something, when I drive to work on the dual carriageways and stuff, I think every day when I come drive home, I always get passed by like 2 or 3 Teslas. Yeah. And there's something about them. I don't know what it is. They just look, I'm not a car person. I have no idea what, like all those different cars you said, what they mean and what they look like. I will have a look afterwards. But
well, there are a lot of them are like these supercars, you know?
Right. Yes, that McLaren P1 is like I think the one I was looking at is like the fastest legal like car that's on the road. So that's why it's like 7 to 10 million, something like that. It's ridiculous. But
right, but that doesn't make sense. So when you say it's the fastest legal car, it can only go 70 miles an hour.
That's how quick you can get to 70.
That's the legal limit. That's the legal limit.
Neil has got a point. If it is, 70 is the like quickest you're allowed to go, but it would go 0 to 70 in quicker than like my car. So technically, you would get somewhere quicker.
Yeah, but like a Tesla, I think it's 2.1 seconds. It goes from 0 to 60.
Yeah, Tesla is
It's crazy.
Ridiculous, yeah.
I saw a Tesla that I thought was amazing. When I drove back from Scotland in the summer, there was a guy reading his book in his Tesla with no hands on the steering wheel, flying down the middle lane.
You're not supposed to be doing that, are you? I don't think.
You're not, but he obviously had the auto drive on and was taking full advantage because his seat was well reclined back.
Really? That's crazy.
That's what you can do in them, can't you? Just stick it on autopilot and just go.
Yeah, and just to let you know as well, Harry, like we've only got like 5 parking spaces in front of the house, and they're already all taken up. So you have to find somewhere to park.
I mean, if I had 50 million, I'd get a garage with it.
Just the garage, yeah. Okay. Right then, Neil, you're number 10.
Right, and just to say, we're assuming that everybody would use the 50 million in their list to help their family, buy a new house or whatever, and all of that.
Yeah. I think the specifics,
that's a given, isn't it? But,
that's a given. Yeah.
So what I would like to do for my friends, family, everybody I know, especially having such a big family, we never ever get together. I would love to put on one big fuck off palatial party for everybody to stay at. I just think it would be lovely to get everybody I know together at one time.
And then at the end of the night, say, fuck off, that's it.
You're not having anything. You're having no money.
Yeah, bye-bye. I'm changing my name.
You freeloading bastards. You drunk a bar bill that's obscene. But no, I'd love to treat the family to something like that. You know, where it's a really nice day.
How far out would you go regarding like the levels of your family? Are you talking about second cousin, twice removed?
Yeah, people that I'm in touch with now. Obviously, I've got family that I have no idea who the hell they are.
Oh, you'd find out once you had that money. You'd soon.
Oh yeah, but they still wouldn't get an invite because they haven't bothered with me the whole other time.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just love to celebrate a proper, black tie and ball gown event.
Okay, that's a nice one. Right, my number 10 is I would like new hair. That's what I would go. I would go for the most expensive, like hair transplant, whatever you can get, and go for that. And I've always said I wouldn't mind being 40 stone as long as I had flowing locks, and it had to be one that would be guaranteed that it would work. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be perfect.
It would be an absolute, spare no expense. If it cost 10 million to get it done, that's how I do it.
So obviously when they do a hair transplant, they don't sort of graft the flowing locks and just stitch them onto the top of your hair.
No, it's like individual.
Each one, and then they grow again, don't they?
Yeah, or they're supposed to. It depends whether I'm assuming.
So that is my question. What would you go for hairstyle with your?
I'd have just a long flowing. I'd go for like a Jason Momoa.
Would you?
Oh yeah.
But it'll be
absolutely
at our age now. It'll be black and white rather than just black.
I think that there's a guy online. I get a lot. With the whole where you're supposed to groom your beard and stuff. I will do it for like 5 minutes and think, oh, this is bullshit. But there's a guy online. I can't remember his name. He is one of the most good-looking bastards you've ever seen. Beautiful, luscious, thick hair. There's very sort of Kurt Russell like. I think Kurt Russell's another one.
Right, yeah.
The beards that he grows and the hair he has is like beautiful, thick. But he's like grey. He's like, but that sort of silver grey, not white. Yeah. And he's amazing. I'll watch his videos and just transfixed. As like, if there is one guy that never hit a single ugly tree branch as he fell down. You know what I mean, he's like, he won at life when it comes to his like gene pool. There is nothing. Yeah. It is a perfect looking human being. Now I don't know how much work has gone into that, but obviously he spends half an hour a day just on his beard. Then he does his hair, then he does his, so that's why he looks like he does and why I look like I do, because he spends a majority of his time. But
you said you'd like to be like 40 stone. If you had flowing locks...
No, I'm not saying I would like to be.
No, but to have the hair.
If there was a choice. I'm getting there by myself, Neil. I don't need to...
Hang on, I was going to defend it and say, look, if you took the 40 stone option that you said with the flowing locks, you'd be so enamored with your locks, you'd get on a bike to make them flow even more, so you wouldn't be 40 stone. You'd lose weight by cycling.
I wouldn't. I just get a big fan and just have that blowing in my face all the time.
Yeah, wherever you are, wherever entrance.
Wherever I am. I just
Yeah.
maybe just have somebody. I'd have the money, so I'd have a fan man or
Mm.
fan person. Just every time I walk in somewhere, they go in just before me.
Always holding the fan.
Yeah, blowing it into my, so I can just stand there like an Adonis,
Yeah.
a 40-stone Adonis, just with my flowing locks.
Meatloaf tribute.
Yeah, exactly. Right then, Harry, you're number 9.
Right, so my number 9 would be I'd buy a super yacht that we all can go to whenever we want. It's always there, somewhere in like Spain, so it's always perfect. And then take the whole family and we just go on a super yacht and we just.
That's the same as my number 5. Sorry.
Oh,
Number 5, is it?
Yeah.
I just think it'd be nice to have your own yacht, especially like a super yacht, which is like one of the big ones as well. It's just always there, and you can go to it and just chill out in the sea.
Yeah.
And I take it this is with a full staff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We don't have to go behind the wheel or anything, do we?
No, we would literally go on there and that's it. We unlimited food. Well, not unlimited, obviously, but like all supplied, all stocked. We can just ask for a drink and it comes to us straight away. Ask for food, it's all there.
Yeah, because the only way I would get on a boat with your granddad is if there was a full staff and he doesn't have to do anything. He can just sit there and drink. Because I will never get on a boat with that man again in my life. After a childhood like trauma of going on the Norfolk Broads with him, I just wouldn't ever do it.
Oh, really?
Don't worry, you wouldn't have to deal with it. You wouldn't have to deal with it.
That's fine. As long as there's no locks involved, that's fine.
Well, I had a little look at this, Harry, and I sort of delved into it. So you can buy a luxury yacht at 15 million that sleeps 8. You have a crew of 7 with a captain and everything. It even has a hot tub on top. It's huge, has its own cinema and gym. So at 15 million, that would roughly cost you about 1.2 million a year to run.
And how much that cost to buy?
15 million. That's second hand.
And that only has enough room for 8.
8 comfortably. You can have an extra cabin and everything else. It can actually sleep up to 12, but it says on the brochure comfortable 8 with a staff of 7 with its own cinema, gym, hot tub, and it can travel the world at 15 million. You can go from here to wherever you want to go.
So 15 million, and then it's going to cost you another
1.2 million a year.
So probably another 30 years you could do it.
Because they're diesel run. The cost of diesel is like astronomical to fill one of those things.
Yeah, I bet.
And obviously you have to pay, like, so a yacht captain would regularly earn over 100 grand a year.
Jesus.
For these super yachts. So it's the maintenance and the cost, but I'd still like to do it for a couple of years.
But that's the thing that would piss my wife off. That would be the thing that piss Mum off, Harry, is the fact that you don't just buy the yacht, it's all the gubbins that goes with it afterwards.
That adds
so
on.
it's not costing you 15 million, it's costing you that to start with. Then you got all the shit to go on the top.
Yeah.
So
all the adds on. Yeah.
So it made me look at Roman Abramovich's yacht, and his apparently costs over 15 million a year to run.
Jesus.
So it shows you crazy money, and his yacht's nearly $1 billion in cost.
I've seen yachts that are like the big top dog yachts that are like 1.2 billion.
Yeah,
and actually buying it there and then.
Yeah, but then he lives on that all year round.
Yeah, and I think some of those yachts have like mini yachts that go with them, isn't there?
Yeah,
like supply yachts and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
they like
crazy.
Just follow the yacht behind, don't they? And they have like jet skis and stuff all over it. So then that's a completely different yacht that follows their main yacht.
Yeah, but it would be nice to be that rich to have one, wouldn't it?
There you go. But you've only got 50 million, remember?
I know.
Right then, Neil, you're number 9.
Quite simple, but I would love my own swimming pool that could be indoor and outdoor, and spa, so like massage room, sauna, steam room, and my own personal instructor to help me. Just lose those
swim.
Couple of
right.
No, I love the reason I chose the swimming pool overall is that is the one thing I still love to do.
Right.
You know, running and pressing weights. No, thank you. But I can still pop in a pool and have a few lengths. But I'd like it. Eh?
Poop in the pool.
Pop in a pool.
Pop in a pool.
No, it's been a long time since I pooped in a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I would like that. I just think the whole having somebody to help you, guide you, and help you lose weight is a wonderful thing. You know, especially if they're telling you what meals to eat and help you on that. Because when I get onto a diet, that's the one thing I struggle with is food. I end up eating the same shit every day.
Yeah.
Because it's easy and I know what I'm doing, and then become really bored and then fall off the wagon of the diet. But if you had somebody that would do all that for you.
So would you, what design would you have on like on the bottom of the pool?
A big finger like that.
Would you?
Genuinely.
Big golden finger.
Yeah, big, gold like that. So you can dive in. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Get told off by your parent. Oh, how rude's that? And then just push them in. Get in there.
Well,
but yeah, I love swimming, so that would be high. That would definitely be something I would spend a 50 million on.
Okay,
lovely.
Okay, right. My number 9 is I would like to buy an apartment or a house or whatever in London, and also one in like LA, somewhere like that. Just somewhere that then you haven't got to worry about staying anywhere. That's your number. That's what that exact thing.
London. I'd love to have a luxury apartment in LA and one in London.
Well,
for holidays and trips.
There you go. So I just think it's the two places that I would love to. That it would be like you wake up on a Thursday morning and you go, "Should we pop over to LA for the weekend?" Yeah, let's pop over. So you get, business class. Well, not wouldn't it be business class? Would it be like first class over there? We've already got a place. You would hire somebody obviously to make sure that the place is always nice. And they're the two places. I think I was trying to think, actually doing this top 10, it was weird that if you allow yourself that thought that you have 50 million, just how hard it was to find 10 things.
I was really struggling. I thought I'd find this easy, but I really didn't. I was like, what would I buy?
Really strange what this is. And it does equate sometimes. I can remember being young, and so like if you had £10, it was a lot of money. And you always, when you had no money, you go, I wish I could go buy that. I want to buy that. I want to get that single, or I want to get that album, or I want to. And then you got loads of money, and you thought, well, £10. You think, I don't know what to spend it on.
Yeah,
I really.
And then waste it on shitty food and pick and mix in Woolies
and crap. Yeah. So it's weird that when you have that mindset of, I've got what would I spend 50 million on? Obviously away from the buying a house and making sure that the family are okay. It's really weird. And I don't know whether some of that is to do with coronavirus and the lockdown. And because the one thing I found after sort of being locked down for 18 months is you realize that actually a lot of the shit that you have, you don't really need. A lot of the stuff that you spent a lot of time worrying about or wishing you had doesn't really matter. It's all just stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to get sort of deep and heavy on this podcast. That's not what it's about. But I think that might have been one of the reasons specifically for me that I found it hard to get the 10 things that I would spend 50 million on.
But one of the reasons I chose LA and London is I loved LA when we went, Pav, for the business trip. I thought that was amazing. But London, I do spend a lot of time in when I'm fit and healthy and no coronavirus. I see a lot of gigs, a lot of shows. I've got friends who still live there. So I just thought it'd be ideal to have your own sort of lovely apartment overlooking the Thames. You can just say, right, we're going up to London for the weekend. Or you've got friends who, that say, oh, I'm off to London looking for somewhere to stay. It'd be nice to go stay at my apartment. Go on. Treat yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Right then, Neil. No, Harry, you're number 8.
My number 8 is I would get myself a personal football pitch. Full sized, so I can have all my mates, like I can be like, should we go play football? I got my own football pitch. It's always perfectly cut, perfectly set out. So I can just be like, mate, let's all go and play football. I get all my mates together, do like a 11v11. It'd just be nice to have it there. Or if I'm bored, I can just be like, Dad, I'm going out, gonna go and play football at my football pitch and just have some fun.
Would you have stands for people to watch, or would it just be a pitch?
I didn't think about that. I guess you kind of, if you had the money, you would, wouldn't you? You kind of make your own little stadium,
full size Spoti.
Yeah, you'd have floodlights, obviously floodlights.
Oh yeah.
So
would it be grass or AstroTurf?
Yeah, would it be real pitch or one of those 5G pitches?
It'd probably be one of those 5Gs, wouldn't it? Because it'd be easier to maintain, wouldn't it? Because you wouldn't have to have a groundsman or anything. So I guess you're saving a little bit of money, but then I'll probably go that 5G pitch.
It would look nice though. Yeah, I think it would.
It would.
Because you could then have a couple of five-a-side pitches on there as well, couldn't you? Going the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. I
Yeah,
didn't
so-
put that. That's a good one. I didn't think about that. I would go along with something like that. I think it'd be nice to have that and have a proper tennis court, a proper basketball court.
Yeah, like the whole like sports, like your own sports center type place.
Yeah. Very nice. I like that one. Neil, you're number 8.
Travel the world, but in your own luxurious style. So you can fly first class, you can go to a country wherever you want to go, spend as long as you want there, and just say, right, next we're going to this one. And I'd love to see so many places around the world, and to do it in luxury and not backpacking wanker.
Yeah, I've got that as my number 5. Is travel the world.
You just there's so much to see, isn't there, out there, that and to have the money and the opportunity to go and see it all would just be amazing, I think.
So both of you, question to both of you, I haven't got that on mine, but would you do it in one go? So you sort of say, right, I'm going to spend the next 2 years traveling the world, or would you do like a month going somewhere, come back home, a month going somewhere, come back home?
That to me would just feel like a holiday to that destination. I would literally like to, let's say, I want to start in Norway. I don't know why I chose Norway, but I'll experience Norway for a month and then book a flight in Norway to go across to, I don't know, Russia or whatever, and then start, and off you go and go and see those things. Well, It'd be amazing to do it like that and not have the worry of like, I want to stay longer. Well, stay longer. I want to stay short. Yeah. You just can experience everything.
Okay. So Harry, then where would you start?
England.
England, yeah.
Or where would your first destination be then? Put it that way.
I'd probably start like far away. So I'd probably like start in like Australia.
What, and then work backwards?
And then kind of work backwards, because I want to go places like Australia. Japan is one place I really want to go. Like China, places like that. But I'd probably start on the other side of the world and then kind of just like go in a spiral and just go all the way back to it.
Okay,
nice.
That's fair enough. That's Neil's number 8. My number 8 is I would buy a cul-de-sac. I would buy a cul-de-sac because 50 million, if you really look at it, isn't a lot of money. But and I know that we sort of said that we make sure that everyone's okay, but I would love to build or buy like a high-end cul-de-sac so that all of the family were together.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So that like
Pavlovsky pass or road.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Pavo Heights or somewhere like that. So everybody would have their own individual house, but it would be all walking distance to everybody. So it wouldn't be that people are like all over the world somewhere. Oh, and obviously Harry will be off doing his stuff, but everybody's still, so the family is still together. So it wouldn't be like buying a massive house that everybody would be living in. It would be everybody would have their own individual houses and spaces.
Like a gated community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where we stayed when we went to Orlando a couple of years ago was perfect. It was like right around a golf course, but gated off. It was just a perfect place that you could imagine to just live. Every house has got a swimming pool and a nice garden, and so I would have something like that so that everybody is together but got their own houses.
Very nice.
Okay then, Harry, you're number 7.
So my number 7, it goes with obviously like Twitch, and I'd want to get my own streaming studio. So I have like my own space. I've got a huge desk where I've got everything that I need. So I haven't got to think, I need that. I've got it there. So it's just the perfect streaming studio.
Okay, well, I've got recording studio at number 7, so I'm going to put that in. It's the same
thing,
the same kind of thing. I think a space where you can cut yourself off from everybody, that has everything you need, where you can just create stuff. I'm very lucky with the fact that I've got my little shed, my little man cave, that is away from everybody. You can cut yourself off and just get in and do stuff. So I
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
understand. Yeah, I think it's being creative is something that I think is good for mental health, and
Definitely.
is good for the soul. And even if you are, I mean, you end up doing it just for yourself. I think it helps people. I mean, there's certain people that are happy just doing, what they do every day, and there's certain people that like to create things. And I think having a specific space for that definitely helps, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
would you have it, Harry, so that it was, say you moved into a house and it was just a room that you could move your stuff in, or would you want something that was specifically built like to your design, how you would want it? Or like you say, if you had all the kit that you've got now, just a bigger room that you could put that kit in?
See, I was thinking this, whether I'd have it like in my house, or even like, or I'd have it as like a kind of like what you have, like a shed in the back. I think I would prefer to have it like away from the house, so I kind of have like my own personal area, and then I know it wouldn't class it as work because it's fun, but I'd have it away, so it's like I got two different things. I know that I'm streaming tonight at this time. That's when I move over to my streaming area, like house, I guess you'd call it, or like shed. That's what I'd prefer than having it in my house where I know that it's right next to me, but I can still get away from it when I want to.
Where
That's what I'd
it
rather
feels
have.
like you're going to work. That's the
Yeah,
thing, isn't it?
so I know that I'll have no distractions, knowing that I can go downstairs and do this. Whereas if I know it's in a different area, I'm like, right, I've only got this around me. Let's like get down and have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Neil, you're number 7.
I would love to have my own cinema. No, not a cinema like a multiplex up at Swindon. I'd like to have one at my house where I actually got tiered seating, comfortable seating, popcorn machine. And of course, with 50 million, you can buy a print of the latest release movies as well. So you can be right up to date.
That's my number 5, by the way. That's my number 5.
It's always been a
cinema.
dream of mine to own my own little cinema. As in, privately own a cinema. But yeah, what could you not enjoy about that?
I looked at some pictures today, and you can get like your own personal IMAX cinema.
Can you?
Yeah. So that's what I was looking at, and we always said it when we started doing the podcast way back when, wasn't it? We said the one thing we'd love to do was to build our own cinema.
Yeah.
And I mean that. I don't know whether 50 million would do that. I mean, possibly.
Probably would if it was a single screen place. I mean, I'd imagine you'd be able to build one for 50 million, probably a lot less. But yeah, wouldn't it just be a dream? But we always said it'd be our own personal. We could screen whatever films, we could put whatever shows we wanted. It could convert into a stage. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, if it's something that's going to be in a house, again, would you want to just have it in, say, a room that you would find for it, or would you want to go and build a specific, like, bespoke building for it in the grounds of your house? Because I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I would like. I mean, even if it was attached to the house, I would like an extension that was specifically for a cinema use and for your own pleasure.
Yeah,
just perfectly. Yeah, and if you can get an IMAX in the mix, well, holy shit, let's do that.
Because that's again, we've always had things like a sound bar and stuff, so you wire it all up and you think I know sort of pretty much how to do that. But I would love to be able to talk to someone and say, right, this is what I want.
Yeah,
I want a screen there. I want proper surround sound everywhere. How much is it going to cost? They'll say blah blah blah. Right, then I want you to do that. So you get experts in, and they probably give you like a little iPhone type contraption that controls everything. That you just have to tap and boom, away you go. Whereas instead of trying to work out HDMI leads and fucking optical leads and all that crap, and just gets on my tits. Right, so number 7 for me was a recording studio. So we've already spoke about that. So Harry, you're number 6.
Bit
of a broad one here, but I would go somewhere like London and just go on a huge spending spree. I don't know what I'd buy, but I'd just go into pretty much every shop. I'd probably go for like a weekend or like a 4-day weekend.
You and stay at my apartment.
Come to your apartment, come for 4 days, and then just go out and just spend money. I don't know on what. I would just walk in and see what there is and If I like it, I'd buy it.
So if I said to you right now, go on then, Harry, here's 50 million, go shopping, what would be the first thing you think you would buy if you're on a shopping spree?
Oh
It's
God.
hard, isn't it?
I know that's what I mean. I don't know what I'd buy. I would
You know,
like it have to be like if I
knowing
like
you,
it.
knowing you as I know you, obviously, I've sort of known you pretty much all your life. I reckon you'd get a watch for some reason. I don't know why. I think you'd come out with like a real footballer's kind of watch, one of those
Like
big,
a proper Rolex.
yeah, a big chunky
Yeah.
one with like,
Bling, bling.
yeah, just diamonds and everything. That you need pretty big muscles just to lift your arm up to tell the time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get
Probably.
anything. Yeah, you
You
wouldn't get
probably got me
anything
there, yeah.
subtle. You would get something massive. You'd get a big fucking watch.
Yeah, probably. It'd be something to do with that or like expensive clothes would probably be the first thing that I go to.
Yeah.
Just stock up on all the clothes that are worth like 500 quid just for a t-shirt. But yeah,
I think I'd still cry.
How many pair of? Oh, I'm going to show my age now. Is it Yeezys?
Yeah.
Easy.
How many pairs of them would you buy? Would you like them? Would you go and buy them?
I mean, if you had the money, you would, wouldn't you? So yeah, probably.
See,
Yeah,
Can I just ask, what's the Yeezy?
That's
so, do you know like Kanye West?
Well, I know of him.
Yeah. He brought out his own like shoe brand, but they're like 500 to like $1,000 when they first come out.
Ah.
And they're or like they get priced them. I'm not too sure, but I know they're like expensive shoes.
Do they do extra wide?
But Neil, would you spend £600 on a pair of Daps? I mean,
No,
would you?
even if I was
On
a
a pair of
multi-billionaire, I don't think I would. I go for comfort. I'm at that age now. Maybe when I was younger, I might have.
No, even when
In
you're
today's
younger.
generation, Pav, we'd be different, wouldn't we? Because when we were younger, we didn't even have like basic things. Our first tellies were like black and white and that. So I think
we're so old.
we are now. We're getting to that stage, but I think it's a different. If you were sort of, looking at when my sort of kids went to school and that, the school uniform had to be a fashion statement. Still, you had to have the trousers everybody else had or the trainers. But whereas I was at school, everybody was regimentally looking the same. You all had the same.
See, no, I would disagree.
Do you? See,
I would disagree. I mean, the amount of times if you wore flares, you would get absolutely fucking crucified.
Yeah, but you went with the times, but you didn't. You still had your black trousers. I mean, in the 70s, we had flares, Pav.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I didn't even understand what flares were. Right, when people were saying, "My God, look how wide your flares are," I thought it was like the beading that went down the side of your trouser. I didn't realize it was the width of the trouser. And then when it became, sorry, Harry, while we just go back in time, but like the grey stay pressed, because it went then to grey stay pressed with the old Y cardigans and the like the button up like t-shirt and stuff. So I mean, again, I suppose if you suppose you're right, you had the school uniform, and then, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I still think that if you didn't wear the certain things or whatever, you weren't cool.
But I mean, some people love fashion, don't they? And some people don't. I'm not. Well, as you can well see when I turn up in the street, I'm not a fashion icon.
No.
But I understand where you're coming from, Harry. It's what you like.
I think it's more the fact that you're spending $600, $700, £800 or whatever it is because it's his name on it. It's not, you're paying for his name, aren't you, Harry? Isn't that what you're paying for?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just because it's him. That's why they're so good. I guess you'd say is that because everyone knows that they're made from someone who's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
people think, oh, if I get them, even though they are like £500 plus, people are going to buy them, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
that's how it goes.
Is definitely an age thing because I honestly don't understand that. I don't understand the whole thing. But then again, I even spending $70, $80 or whatever on a pair of Nikes or anything, I still don't. Pounds, sorry, not dollars. I still personally, I think, my God, that's a hell of a lot. I wouldn't spend that money on a suit. But then I don't wear suits because I'm a bit like you, Neil. I'm not a clothes horse. I don't look good in anything. So,
and you're not particularly bothered anyway. I don't walk in a shop.
I would love to look good in a suit.
No, but no, I meant about the clothes designs. Do you walk in a shop and go, oh, that looks fashionable? I just walk in a shop and think, oh, that looks comfy.
Yeah.
Do you see the difference?
I just look to see how many X's are on that size chart. That's all I look.
But
and
I'm
see
all
if there's
about the
enough.
comfort now.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
all about the comfort.
Exactly. Yeah, it gets to the point where you are like that. So,
Mm.
yeah, Harry, long may you have a big spending spree with the 50
enjoy
million.
it because
Absolutely.
it dwindles away.
It does. Right then, Neil, you're number 6.
Quite straightforward. I would like, if I may, to have the brand new Range Rover that's just been announced and released, the 4-seat one, with a driver, so I don't have to bloody drive anymore and let somebody else have a turn. It's quite simple. I drive for a living. I drive, obviously, when I have to go anywhere. You know, I've driven for a long time now. I think it's somebody else's turn to drive for me, and I can sit in the back.
Is that a dig at me for whenever?
No, not at all. No,
podcasting things, and you're I'm.
No. I meant just generally. I mean, it just I'm not getting to that age now. I mean, my next car is quite obviously going to be an automatic because I'm getting that fucking lazy. So yeah, I would love the chance to imagine just calling your driver and say, I've got to go to my flat in London, drive me there. You haven't got any of the hassles of being worried about getting through the congestion zone or whatever. You can deal with all that. You can just sit in the back and play your Space Station and watch a movie.
Driving Miss Daisy.
It is Driving Miss Neil. I'll hire Morgan Freeman just to drive me.
Oh
everywhere.
my God. Yeah, that would be fun. See, now if I could do a Morgan Freeman impersonation, it'd be perfect. Then. No way I was going to have a go at that.
But yeah, I'm at that age. I just think, and I would genuinely like one of the new Range Rovers anyway. I mean,
what's so special about the new Range Rover?
Oh, they just look amazing.
I think all the Range Rovers look really nice.
Yeah,
some of the old ones look really good.
I'm a huge 4x4 fan as well, and they're like the top tier 4x4.
Yeah,
4x4. Is that one of those new
four-wheel drives?
K-pop bands, is it?
No.
4x4.
Off-roader, Pav. Off-roader.
Off-roader.
You take a car that can go.
Any relation to Glen Roader?
Maybe, but yeah, it's a simple one. Just a little bit giving back to me. That's
okay, and you deserve it, Neil. You really do.
Josh.
You really do. Right, my number 6 is I would just like £1 million in cash, just in front of me, to sort of look at, to sit on, to maybe rub all over myself.
Would you like have it all displayed in a glass table?
No, I just in a room so that obviously none of it can get out, and then maybe just like throw it up in the air and have it raining money. And do like the American Beauty thing on it, where I'm just led naked on it, and it's falling down on me.
making money angels.
Making money angels, yeah. Maybe just have a shit and wipe your ass with a.
Would you do that? Or just once with that new plastic money?
Well, yeah, that's a point. Plastic money is not good enough to do that with, is it?
No, it's just going to
smear everywhere.
It's going to be a gift that keeps on giving. That one.
Yeah. I'd probably use the whole million just to get the whole poo. So that's a nice simple one for me. I would love to see what £1 million looks like. It probably wouldn't look as awe-inspiring as I got in my mind.
Yeah,
you know, because I mean I haven't done the maths on how many 50.
Do you remember the band KLF?
I do remember the band KLF.
And do you remember the guy from KLF burnt £1 million in Scotland? And they showed you, but he had to do it in £5 notes to make it look substantial.
I didn't know.
20,000, I think, Dad, isn't it? 20,000 £50 notes.
Oh, have you done it? Have you already done the maths?
I think so.
Okay, well done.
I could be wrong. I thought you were going to carry on, but I'm
no. I'll
20,000 50s.
I would take. I mean, you've got a master's in maths, so you should.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So even then, 20,000. Say, I was too late to work out maths. I don't know why I'm trying to do it, but you got that funny feeling that you think it's this massive pile of money, and you probably find it's like a suitcase or a brief, one of those metal briefcases full. They just open it up and there you go. That's £1 million.
You could still sleep on it or something. Couldn't
you?
Just
yeah,
for one
absolutely.
night?
Oh yeah,
I could still wipe my ass with it. That's for sure.
Rub it all over.
Yeah, all right, Neil, calm down. Calm down. Right, so that was my number 6. Harry, we got your number 5, which was Travel the World. Neil, we had your number 5, which is the super yacht.
Yeah.
My number 5 was the personal cinema.
Ooh.
So now we're at Harry with your number 4.
Well, kind of actually, to be fair, my number 4 kind of links with my number 3. So number 4 is I'd buy an island in somewhere like the Bahamas. Like Neil was saying with those facts at the start, is that I'd buy an island that has, which kind of links to my third year, where I would have my own like luxury house on, but extravagant, where it's just huge. There's no reason for it to be huge. It's just huge because I can have it huge, and it's my own island. No one can come in. I can go to it whenever I want. So it's kind of like in the middle. I've got my yacht there as well. Go on my yacht, go for a little, go around the sea, and then go to my luxury island in the Bahamas, which is the same way it links with my 3. I'd have my own luxury house on there as well.
So this is an uninhabited island, as opposed to maybe an island that's already, you're just going to buy an island that's got people on it. This is one that's got nothing on it at all.
Yeah, so this is my island. No one's on it. There's probably some animals on there, but they can stay. But yeah, like no one lives on it. It's just a random island that I've bought.
Okay, so I'm assuming part of the money will go towards you getting electricity, water,
Yeah,
so that sort of stuff on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the Bahamas.
Yeah. I just feel like just is a lovely.
Well, for
place,
like you say, 50 million, you could buy the Royal Island. It's already got buildings on it.
Oh, there you go.
It's 430 acres of tropical paradise, apparently.
And how much was that, Neil?
50 million, dead on.
That's 50 million.
That's just for that one. The Royal Island in the Bahamas is 50 million.
Okay, then.
You wouldn't have you couldn't do anything else.
No, that'd be it.
You can't get to it because you got no money there.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually be able to get to the yacht, would I? So I'd have to swim there, and then I could just live there.
And then the dream house you got planned, you'll just be living like just Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, when I looked at it and I looked it up, the houses and the accommodation on there do look rather nice.
All right, okay.
So it's already built.
There you go.
So
then.
you just got to get somebody to sub you an airline ticket to get there.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, then Neil, you're number 4.
So I would love to own my own box at a certain football ground. I didn't want to last week. I'm a bit more inspired this week to want to own it. But yeah, I'd like to every season have the box at Tottenham.
Okay, my number 4 is the box at Liverpool.
Oh, really?
That's my number 4, yeah.
Yeah, when you do the tour and you see the boxes, I mean, they go up in value, don't they, of what the boxes are? But the top tier boxes, I think, I could happily come here and watch a football game from here, and so that would be.
If you had the chance, would you rather watch a game in the box or watch the game like at Liverpool, Cop, right at the front, like right behind the goal? Which one would you rather do?
Probably have the box. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to the Cop, to be honest.
Oh well, yeah, obviously not.
No, I'm joking. No, I would. I'd rather still have the box because the last time it's been a while since I've been, but we weren't that far away at the old White Hart Lane, and we were on the side. And I have to say, I was getting rather uncomfortable by the end of the match, being jostled, rustled, and poked and prodded. And when you could sit and have a bird's eye view of the pitch, you have your own speakers telling you what's going on. You can have it to crowd noise if you want. You can have it just to, the commentary from wherever it's coming from. And you can have food and drink at your disposal throughout the match.
True. Yeah.
And it'll be nice food and drink, not just.
I think
pies.
I'd do the same. I think I would go for the box because I know what it's like. I know it was different because it was standing up, but I know what it was like. Stood on the Cop wanting a pee, and realizing that you just got like guys that have stood on the Cop for years. They just lob their old man out and just pee where they're standing.
Yeah.
I know they don't do it now in the Premier League era. It's sort of a lot, but it's just the hassle of if you're right in the middle. If you're right in the middle behind the goal, it must be fantastic to be in that sort of view, especially in the Cop, especially when they're all singing and doing all the stuff that like the Cop does. but the logistics of like, if you're in a box, you're in total luxury watching the game,
Yeah.
and you need a pee, you know,
The
just
toilet's in the
the
box,
toilet,
isn't it?
the toilet's there and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
And the fact that you get that buzzer and that you get a waitress service to whatever you want. So if you do want a pie from downstairs, go and get me a pie from downstairs.
well, they'd have food already laid out
Yeah,
for you, wouldn't they? That's
they
the thing.
do.
You know, and I'd be there with my stack of £50 notes if I needed shit. I've got it there just ready, just in case I need it. Yeah, well, look at that, Neil.
Yeah, great minds.
Great minds again. So, Harry, so your number 3 then is a luxury house on your island.
Well, it would be, yeah, I guess so, yeah. But it would have been, I put down here a luxury house in the Bahamas, so it would be, it would go on my island, yeah.
You'd have to borrow another 50 million.
That's what I'll ask Dad.
Once you lend me your 50 million.
So again, with a luxury house, is that the sort of thing where you would go to look for one that you can use, or are you going to build one specifically, like with your design in mind?
I think it would probably be that, like, my design. It would have to be that I sit down with someone like over a week and we talk about different rooms each day and just sort out exactly how it how I want it, so it's perfect. So I never have to think, oh, well, I want that changed, or I want this to be added on. Whereas if it was just bought straight from my mind, it would be, it's mine. Then it's perfect. It's exactly how I want it.
Fair play.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know how because the Bahamas is only obviously a certain size. How much actual like real estate is available to build on in the Bahamas? But if you've got certain amounts of money, I'm sure that's not really a problem.
Is it? They want the money, won't they?
Yeah,
they would want the money. Neil, you're number 3.
So I would like to buy an old American muscle car. So, excuse me, I don't know, something like a Mustang or a Chevrolet. Have it converted completely so it's works properly and not old inside. You have your aircon, comfy seats, and do a luxury leisurely tour of the Route 66. Because it's a holiday that I'm sort of planning for my 50th, but will take place a few years after. It's something I'm going to do possibly on my own and just drive Route 66 for a month. But to do it in a car, like a classic Bullet car or something, you know, from the movie Bullet, what a dream that would be. And always a great picture because you'd have your car in it at all times. But yeah.
So would you just stay in dirty motels going?
No, on 50 million, it'd be a VIP tour of 50 million.
But if you're just on Route 66, you got to take whatever.
Oh, they do a VIP version.
Oh, do they?
Trust me. Yeah, I've looked.
Do they?
Yeah, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Even for my 50, it would be in scrubby little motels when I do it myself. But
yeah, but you'll love that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, especially if it's one of those shaking beds. I think that'd be amazing to jump on.
You put a quarter in.
Yeah. But yeah, that's as simple as that. But yeah, that would be right high on my list today. And you wouldn't have to ever worry about spending money, would you, on that? You could just, take a year to do it if you wanted, or you can take a month to do it, whichever. But you'd have a luxury time doing it.
That sounds nice. That's it. Right. My number 3 is to buy a Disney luxury villa. Now, I've seen these on videos on YouTube where they're like $4 or $5 million. But with those, a lot of them are themed.
Yeah.
But then you also get things like concierge service that will take you to Disney World. You don't have to queue up. You don't even have to get, I don't think you even have to get a park ticket. You have like a special ticket that gets you in all the parks. There's a like 24-hour concierge and things like chefs and things like that are all sorted for you. So I think it would take all the hassle out of going to Disney World, and it'd be that same kind of thing, a little bit like the getting a place in London and LA. It was like, should we pop over to Disney World for a week? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
could you stay there for a year if you wanted?
I think you can. I think you're allowed to stay there, or it might be like you can stay there for like 11 months of the year, but you have to start because it is also part of like things like gated communities and stuff. I think there's a certain thing that says part of the lease. I'm sure one of them said you're only allowed there for a certain amount of weeks of the year.
Yeah.
Because they have to do maintenance to it and stuff like that. But
I had that as my number 2. Dad was buying a villa in Florida
okay,
that we can take all the family and just go to Disney whenever we want. Yeah,
When
I
you
had
went
that
to
as my number 2.
when you went to Florida before, you had a swimming pool, didn't you? Did it have the greenhouse on the swimming pool to protect it from alligators going in, or
yes,
was it an open one?
yeah, no, the one that we've just 2 years ago that we
Yeah, when you went.
but it also the swimming pool and the house sort of backed, like I say, onto like one of the fairways of the golf course.
Oh right, okay.
So, but you'd get the little lizards
Yeah,
popping around. We never saw any
alligators. Or
alligators. I'm assuming that it depends if you are near a river, if you're going to see things like. But then again, saying that, there are a lot of golf courses that say they have problems with alligators just walking past. But it was I mean, just to stand in the pool and sort of rest on the side of the pool and watch people playing golf.
Yeah.
I've always said if we had the money and we bought a villa, that villa we stayed in would be the one I'd buy. Not one like it. That specific one would be one, because it was a 40-minute drive to get to Disney and Universal, but you had a Walmart 2 minutes down the road. It was a gated community, a beautiful area, lovely swimming pool, hot tub. What more did you? There wasn't anything that you couldn't have placed it any better. So yeah, I think that's a good one, Harry, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, well,
it is.
As long as I get an invite.
Yeah, but the one I'm talking about is one that's a little bit. I mean, that one is a sort of one that could be someone's everyday house. The luxury villas that you can get that are right sort of on the grounds of Disney World are something else. I'll say go on YouTube and look at some of the pictures of them. They are unbelievable. You also get all that, those, like I say, the extras of a concierge, and they will literally pick you up and take you and bring you home, and you don't get that when you.
Awesome.
Okay, so my number 3 was that. Harry's number 2 was the villa in Florida. You've got any more you want to say about that, Harry?
No, I agree with everything you say. The fact that you ain't got to figure out who's driving or anything like that. You can just say, right, we want to go to Disney now. Go outside, get picked up, go. It's as simple as that. I just think that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, Neil, obviously you said properties in London and LA.
Yeah.
Were your number 2, and my number 2 was Tesla. So before we reveal our number 1s, Harry, if you want to give us a rundown from your number 10 to number 2, and then Neil will do the same, and then I'll do the same.
Right. So number 10 was buy all my dream cars. Number 9 was buy a super yacht. Number 8 was a personal football pitch. Number 7 was my streaming studio. Number 6 was go to London and just go on a huge spending spree. My number 5's been deleted. What did I have for number 5?
Travel the world.
That's it. Travel the world to places like Japan and Australia. Number 4 was buy an island. Number 3 was a luxury house in the Bahamas. And then number 2 was buy a villa in Florida for Disney.
Okay. Neil, your countdown.
So number 10, a big fuck off party for friends and family. Number 9,
where you tell them to fuck off.
Yeah. Number 9, my own swimming pool and spa, complete with personal trainer. Number 8, travel the world. Number 7, have my own cinema. Number 6, a top of the range Range Rover with a professional driver. Number 5, luxury yacht. Number 4, my own box at Tottenham. Number 3, a luxury tour of the Route 66. And number 2, an apartment, one in LA and one in London.
Nice. My number 10 was some new hair. Number 9 was property in LA and in London. 8 was a cul-de-sac for all the family to have their own houses. Number 7, a recording studio. Number 6, just to have £1 million in cash to wipe my ass with, basically. Number 5, my own personal IMAX cinema. Number 4, a box at Liverpool, who are currently 2-0 up against Atletico Madrid.
Oh, perfect.
As we record this. Sorry, Harry, if you were saving for the result. I didn't
No,
realise-
no, I wasn't
no.
there. It's fine.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Where am I? Number 3, the luxury villa for Disney, and number 2, top of the range, all the extras, Tesla. That's what I'm having. So, Harry, your number 1 item that you would buy with £50 million.
So my number 1 would be, I would wait for Post Malone to go on tour, and I'd buy out the whole stadium.
Oh, right. Okay.
And just you there.
Yep, I would wait for it to go on sale and buy every single ticket.
But wouldn't
And
that
I'd be the only one there.
just a quick question, because I love
Well,
going
I
to
guess not
gigs.
just me. It would be like,
But wouldn't
other
that
people.
make it a bit, if you, let's say he's playing, I don't know, Milton Keynes Bowl, and it has 60,000 people there, and it was only you and your family sat in that huge arena. Do you not think some of the atmosphere and what you enjoy about it would disappear?
see, I was thinking that, but I know that me and my family can have fun. And where I've got like Sasha, who loves Post Malone as well, and it's only us he can look at. So it means he would then he'd have to say hello to us. We're the only ones there.
Mm.
You know what? I genuinely, I thought your number 1 would be that you would pay Post Malone a couple of million, 10 million, to do a private gig for you. Not the fact that you would spend the money,
Spend how much?
like,
Yeah,
buying every ticket at Wembley Arena just so that like 7 people can sit or stand in the front
But-
row.
I did do the calculation. I'm pretty sure if I was to somehow get hold of his management, I reckon they would charge me, I'd say around 10 million, if not more.
Well,
But-
Paul McCartney was for 50 million. He would play for you 7 times.
So that's about 7.2 million.
Something, yeah.
So 7.1 million. So, but then again, you got 50 million. So why would you not spend? Say it's 10 million,
Yeah,
10
true.
million, and then say, right, we're going to hire Bingham Hall in Cirencester, and then you can have him there, and not just. I mean, for 10 million, you say to his management, he can play for an hour for 10 million, but then he's got to like hang out with us for an hour. And then he is, it's not just singing to you for nothing, or not for nothing, but not just, he's gonna then hang out with you for an hour.
Yeah, true. All right, yeah.
Sold.
I would change my first to, I would pay Post Malone to give me a it sounds like
That's gonna,
classic.
yeah.
That was about to go really a private
Show.
concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
did think about that for my number 1, but I'll go on, because I think like someone like, oh, you get Adele to do it, and then you sort of think, oh, I don't know, because they're not, will they really want to be there? But then it's 10 million. If it was 10 million quid, I don't care if they want to be there, because it's somebody, because I know how much you love Post Malone. If you've got that money, you use it to be able to meet people that you love and admire and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you'd never get that in a normal day, unless you were very, very lucky, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you what your number 1 should be. I'm just saying.
No, I don't know why I didn't think of that. That would have been so much more, made so much more sense in the fact that I could be like, is 10 million for him to sing for an hour, and then here's another 5 million for him to stay for an hour and just chat. I don't know why that would have been the easy thing to think of. For some reason, I thought buy out the O2.
Exactly. If you think about it, you go to the O2. He comes on and does the
Is-
exact thing that you would do if like the O2 was full, but there's like 7 people there.
7 of us. Yeah.
He's probably thinking, what the fuck's going on? There's just 7. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, so good to be here. Right. And then he just pisses off at the end of it.
Yeah, you got a point.
think,
I don't know why
shit.
I should have thought about that. That makes so much more sense. Yeah.
Well,
I'll do that instead.
That's fair enough.
Switch
Okay,
that
then.
around.
Right, Neil, you're number 1.
So I would finance my own movie.
Oh God, aren't you tired of doing that with all those jazz movies?
That was the 80s. No, I would genuinely, I'd like to invest in a script, or not write my own script, get loads of people to commission, write a script, send it in, and which one I liked, I would commission. Because with 50 million, you can make a pretty decent movie. Well, I think for 5 million, you can now, as long as you get the right person on board. But yeah, I'd love to get myself into that business.
You'd like to be a movie producer then?
I wouldn't say no. If I had that sort of moolah, I was going to say, if I had that sort of money, I'd be well in for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Any particular type of movie you'd like to make?
No, not really. Maybe a good horror. I'd like to see a good horror made because they're dipping down in quality again. The horror films, but I'm easy on that front. Not a porno or anything like
Who
that.
said a porno?
Yeah, just
No
the
one
glint
said a
in your
porno.
eye, a glint in
No
your
one said a
eye.
porno. Right.
But yeah,
so,
a genuine movie.
right. I've come up with a fantastic horror movie script.
I'd want to read it first.
Well, no, I'm just saying that you've read
Yeah.
it and it's fantastic. All right. So you're going to take me on as the script writer, okay?
Yeah.
So now you've got to cast it. You've got to cast like a man, a woman, and a guy that's going to be the Jason Voorhees, the Michael Myers of it. So who are you going to cast? You're the producer, so it's up to you.
Well, it'd be an unknown if it was like Jason or Michael, wouldn't it? In
Well,
that sort
yeah,
of
but
role, because they're
you're the
masked.
producer.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not
I'm not saying they're
for,
going to be masked.
No, I'm not looking for a star. I don't know who I would hire without reading the script, but hopefully you would send the script to the agent and the actor would then want to do it rather than pay loads of money to get an actor on board.
Yeah, but you're the big whiz producer. You're the man that's got to sell the movie to these stars.
Well,
stars make money, baby.
They do.
So
but,
come on then, what are you going to do? Who do you want?
I don't know. That's a really hard question because I don't know what sort of movie it is. I want to do a real hardcore Japanese style horror with Jim Carrey. There you go. Change the format.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah. But no, that's genuinely what I'd love to get involved in if I had the money to do it.
Okay. All right then. My number one is I would go to the nearest auction house that is doing an auction on screen used movie memorabilia, and I would go fucking mental. I would just go. There are certain things from movies that I would love to get my hands on.
And are they things that are that iconic? There's that word that would be affordable in your 50 million. Because some things remember from movies. So.
Yeah, but if you look, things like the red slippers from, or the red shoes from Wizard of Oz are $1 million.
Yeah.
Like the was it Action Comics #1? I know it's not a screen used movie memorabilia, but that's about $1 million.
Yeah.
So some of the high end things are like about $1 million. So I'm looking at stuff that is iconic to me for the movies that I love. So, a lot of Star Wars stuff. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff that you can buy on. But I want like iconic, let's use that word again, stuff from movies that I love. But stuff.
So where would you store it?
Well, if I've got this money, I've obviously got a nicer house. It would be in the foyer of my cinema room.
Oh.
Because I've got it in my head. How that it would be. You'd have a foyer with all the food and stuff like that. And then glass cases all around. It'd be like a circular room, but with glass cases all around with the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark, like the actual one that you see. And it would have to be the stuff that you see in the cinema.
Yeah.
On the screen. That not one that was like maybe used or whatever. It has to be those specific kind of things.
Yeah. When I was looking at the super yachts, the one that had the cinema at the back and everything, they had in the outside foyer bit, before we went in there, they had one of James Bond's motorbikes and tuxedos in a display cabinet. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. See, I mean, there's always stuff that's coming up, obviously, because these things don't disappear. They just go up in value all the time.
Yeah.
And especially things like Bond, if it's a Connery Bond, anything they find that's screen used, the more you get farther away from the release of the movie, then the more expensive it's going to be. So yeah, I've got a little sort of wish list of stuff that I would love to sort of get, the Ark of the Covenant, something like that.
Oh yeah.
From Raiders of the Lost Ark, or
an Indy's whip in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, but like an actual hat, an actual indie hat, a screen used indie hat is something that I would love to get.
No, I appreciate that. So maybe you could do that at your cinema. I could finance and produce the movie, and we could have the first screen in there.
Well,
sorted.
Maybe we'll see. Okay.
So I'll do it in my own cinema.
Yeah, there you go. One of the things I noticed when I was doing some research for this, which after talking about the £1,000,000 in £50 notes that I would wipe my ass with, this would probably make it a little bit easier. You can get gold pills, $425 each, to turn your shit gold.
I saw the ones that make your piss like glisten in
Yes,
the
I
light.
saw that one as
I
well.
saw that one.
So there you go. That
Oh.
might be easier to clean up with a shiny £50 note if it's gold
Smelly
nuggets.
gold.
Well, gold nuggets it could be, couldn't it?
Imagine if it wasn't very solid, though.
Well,
It's just going to look like a weird soup, isn't it?
It is a weird soup. We've got some honorable mentions from Facebook and Twitter. So Stu Grant said, every comic book I've ever wanted, then I'd be broke again. Because a lot of them, the iconic ones, are a lot of money. Jan Bennett said, I would pay off all my boys' mortgages off for them. It was very sweet.
Yeah, that's a great thing to do.
Tim Wainwright said, a large doner kebab.
Imagine how big that would be for 50 million.
Imagine. And
One sitting.
Imagine how many £50 notes you'd need to clean yourself up after that. Goodness me, that'd be messy. And he says, but being sensible, I know 100% one thing would be for sure. I'd never be cold again, ever. I'd move to a warmer country and fly my family over to me when they want to see me. I love that. I love
When
the fact that
they-
he isn't going to fly over, just fly them over anyway. Just fly him over when they want to see him.
Yeah.
Not all the time. I'd only visit the UK again in summer. That's a dead cert. Wouldn't be bothered about flash cars or a flash house. Just eat and drink, plenty, soak up the sun, see the world, but only warm countries. Now I think we've got a little bit of a beef here, because Paul Robinson sent a message saying, first thing I would buy is someone to follow Tim Wainwright around to slap him every time he opens his mouth. Second thing I would is buy Tim some football coaching sessions, as he's awful. Third thing I would buy Tim is Tim's good lady a medal, as she deserves one. Fourth thing I would buy is Tim a kebab. He deserves it for all the wind he gets, all the wind up he gets from me. Sorry, I read that. Fifth is he would buy Port Vale and dissolve the club, or even better, rebrand them as Stoke B Team. And sixth thing, he said I would pay £50 to give Carl Pavo a big kiss.
Ooh.
Well, it doesn't cost £50. I'll tell you that. It's a little bit less than that.
Couple of bubblicious and you're away.
Yeah, just message me and we'll sort some out. Kim Penniston said I would buy clean bed sheets every day. What do you get up to, Kim? Where you need clean bed sheets every day? Wow. Harry Bluz says I'd have about 10 billion staff to do everything for me, partly because I'm lazy and partly because I want to give as many jobs to people as possible.
10 billion. They're going to be on shit wage, aren't they?
Absolutely. And you get 1 day's worth of work.
Yeah.
And also probably set up a business to provide real jobs after I get sick of having an ass wiper employed by me. Okay. Dave Wadge, I'd let the wife put the heating on before December. Brr.
Would he happen to be Scottish?
I think he is. Susan Vasey Lloyd said I would have a chef and a cleaner. I'm assuming separately. I'm assuming they're not the same person. Lee Layton said I'd buy a house with a racetrack attached, or failing that, buy a racetrack. Okay. Sean Robbins said that is $68 million in the US. So there you go. And he said, number one, I would help my friends and wife clear their student loan debt. 2, buy a house with some property. 3, pay off my parents' and sister's house. 4, donate $250,000 to Eddie's school for school supplies, updated technology, etc. 5, sell my car and get an EV of some kind. I'm assuming that's electrical vehicle, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. 6, set up a trust fund for Eddie. Now I'm assuming that's anybody called Eddie. Right? So if you're called Eddie out there, you're one lucky guy, because Sean is going to set up a trust fund for you. That's very nice.
That's me.
And number 7, I'm going to change my name now to Eddie. 7, set up smaller college funds for all of my nieces. 8, invest. 9, help my local community by investing in low-income housing. And 10, invest in Magic the Gathering cards, especially Dual Lands and the Power 9 that are on the reserve list, as they will only continue to gain in value. Geek. That's what he is. God, you're going to definitely spread that 68 million Sean, definitely. At Stand Even Circ 1, I'd buy an exact replica of the Faulty Towers Hotel. The original burnt down. I'd have the interior done the same as the sets. No mod cons. One day I might sit in the bar and have a screwdriver or eat a Waldorf salad in the dining room. Visiting families could stay there. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Fair enough.
Everything's bottoms with you, isn't it? Mary Jane Sims said, I would love to have food and drink every day from all the countries in the world and be able to let my daughter, Lexi Pearl, and all deaf people be able to watch a live signing version of Hamilton and Six.
Oh, awesome. Well,
There you
that's
go. That's
sweet.
a nice one.
A sweet one.
And Tracy Tyler said, when you visit the harbour while on holiday abroad, and there is always a massive swanky yacht, that would be mine, along with a small crew. 15 million that would cost you, Tracy. 15 million.
Well, that is a super yacht. That's a used super yacht. Some people might not want the big one. They might go to the smaller couple of million ones.
Well, she wants a massive swanky yacht with a
Yeah.
small crew.
Yeah.
15 million then.
Works out perfectly.
Yeah.
So there you go. All those bits and pieces done. So Harry, you're twitching.
Yes.
What's the address that people need to be able to get in contact and come on? They follow you.
Just follow. It's all free. You can obviously subscribe if you're enjoying it, but it is free. It's twitch.tv/Pavo Live HD. Come join if anyone's up to watching some games. I do like Call of Duty, FIFA. Other games will be coming, obviously, but at the moment it is mainly like Call of Duty and FIFA. But if anyone's interested in coming to watch, we're just saying hello. It's greatly appreciated, and yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll put the link in the show notes so that people can click on the link. And we want to thank you for being a Patreon subscriber. It does mean a lot to us. So thank you very much. And
no problem.
And if you can go and do the washing up when you've finished and finish the rest of your chores, that would be great.
I'll do that now.
Like he's ever done that. Right, Neil, do you want to say all the bits and pieces you need to say?
Absolutely. So come and find us on any of the social media platforms at Top 10 Pods. Please email us if you've got any questions or any ideas about what to be on the next Top 10 at toptenpods@hotmail.com. Please do come and support the podcast like Harrison did. Patreon.com/Top 10 Pods, where you can get rewards such as our episodes super early, bonus episodes, and you too can feature on an episode yourself. Check out all the links via Linktree. You can find the link in the show notes below. And please come and subscribe and leave us a rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and follow on Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever the hell you get your podcasts from. Or if you've got 50 million, you can hire us to come and do one live in your front room. Just saying.
So there you go. And that's it for another episode. Oh, I nearly pressed it again. That was a bit silly. So now what we'll do now is we'll all go home and we'll go to our beds and cry because we haven't actually got 50 million. And we'll just think about, maybe buying another lottery ticket and seeing if our numbers will come through. Thank you, Harry. That was
thank you, Harry.
Thank you very much for having me. It was fun.
Good. I'm glad you had fun. Neil, thank you as ever.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I can't wait until Tottenham play Liverpool and we can wave from each other's boxes, but that doesn't work because your box will be
in London and you'll be in Liverpool.
That's not going to work, is it?
Have to do it. Yeah.
Never mind. So that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening and watching. And let's start the countdown.
10, 9.